Thank you so much. Welcome back here. I got the movie guy here with me, standing room only on WVUD Thursday nights at 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And
yes,
you can find out what's happening, what's hot, and what's not in the movies.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, there again, when it comes to critic, I mean, because you review a movie, and what kind of movies do you like, first of all?
I mean, I like anything that has, you know, a good story. I mean, anything with sort of a quality feel to it, or just anything that's enjoyable, but that's defensible in terms of this is a good movie, you know, and you can defend it.
So you view all, I guess, everything, because you know when you look at it, you got comedy, you got action, adventure, you know,
absolutely,
drama, the whole works. I guess you seem like more like that action adventure kind of guy.
I love those, you know, just as much as I love, you know, a good romance. I mean, as long as it's told well and the
What's your favorite?
I mean, well, as far as favorite movies go, I don't have one, but I do have a top 5.
All right.
And they are A Clockwork Orange.
Good
we got Requiem for a Dream, American Beauty, The Hours, and
I get that stuff.
Well, you know,
now it's coming out. I mean, it doesn't get any deeper than Clockwork Orange.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
it took me 4 times to figure out what they was going to do. You know,
every time you watch that movie, I can't even count the number of times that I've seen it, but it's just every time you watch it, there's something new.
Yeah, you grab something out of it. Yeah, that's been out for God.
It was in the 70s, early 70s.
Years ago, something. Yeah. So I remember as a kid going to see that. Yeah,
there was incredible controversy when it first came out. It was like banned in the UK, and then it was rated X here. Right, and then they cut some stuff.
That's the only reason I went to see it. It was nothing big.
It wasn't as bad as people were saying, but just a couple of scenes that were, you know, and then they cut some stuff out, and then it was R, and then
very deep movie though. You really have to. Yeah. So let's talk about it, because you know you're an awful young guy and being a movie critic, and you've been doing this for a while. Did you get into movies early on, or?
It was just one of those things that, you know, everybody watches movies, you know, and then I think everybody has opinions about what's good and what's not. And I think I just started to see a difference between, you know, something that would be sort of termed a guilty pleasure, something that's really good, like enjoyable, but not maybe critically quality. And then I started to see a difference between that and the movies that were winning all the Oscars and that were sort of best movies of all time.
Yeah, because that throws everybody off a lot of times, because even though you got a movie that's the biggest at the box office, doesn't even get nominated on the Oscar table.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, sometimes they do, you know. I mean, recently, last few years, money has been the big indicator of
right.
You know, the big movies that were nominated for Best Picture. I mean, Avatar, you know, but that was, you know, like $600 million or something.
But to me, that should have fallen into animation category versus.
You know, it's a fine line.
But movies are going that way. I mean, today it's a lot of it's through the computers, and you know, and not your actual hardcore acting going on. It's more animation and.
You know, the CGI plays a huge part. You know, and actually, interestingly enough, on the show last week, we did the evolution of CGI, sort of from when it started out as just little effects, you know, here and there, to all the way up to Avatar, and it basically spanned from the early 70s all the way up, and it was just interesting how things got replaced. You know, the old way of doing things like Star Wars, everybody thinks, oh, Star Wars, that's full of computer graphics. Well, actually, it really wasn't, because they used models.
Right.
And they just shot really big on it, and it was all trick photography and stuff, so... you know, and now you look at a science fiction movie like that, and it's all everything's done with computers. They don't build anything. So.
Yeah, and in fact, because I've got a bunch of movie guys. You know, when you get in this business, the dream of all these guys behind the cameras and everything is you know, to make a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's everybody's dream in this business, and to do so. Do you see a lot of changes as far as you know, people doing film versus the computer and all that today? I mean, you know,
like when an independent filmmaker starts out, they're not making a CGI movie. They're making a movie that doesn't have to do that, because those computers are expensive. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money, and it's just, you know, you can't do that when you're just starting out, unless you're just making only animation movies.
Right.
You know, so when a filmmaker gets his first couple of movies in, there's usually not a lot of money, and it's usually not a lot of time. So it's really only a acting type of situation.
So to me, then it'd be better off to go see these low-budget guys, and
the low-budget ones, a lot of times because they're forced to be more creative.
Yeah, how do you pick up? Because as well as I do, a couple movies coming out, you got to, that's going to be on the national scene. But do you get into looking at those independent films as well that maybe they're not getting the attention?
I always try.
Yeah.
I always try to bring them to the attention of people, because it's just, people don't know. I mean, the average person only knows what's being released nationally, but limited release has, and this has been a topic of conversation on the show so many times.
It sounds like they're going to come through the ceiling on us today. They're up there doing karate classes.
Crazy up there.
Yeah, they're having fun. It won't be animations. You see kids start falling through the sky here. But when you talk about it, because I've always been interested in the industry, as far as that. I don't have the die-hard dream that some of these guys do, but we got a lot of things happening within the local market here in the movie industry that really blows my mind once you start picking into it on the independent film level. Have you ever worked with the guys here and kind of?
I've met almost all of them. It's the passion in Delaware for independent film it's surprising how intense it is. And I mean, being so close to Philly and everything, it seems like everybody would just go up there, but really the passion in Delaware is within Delaware.
Yeah, and I know for many years a lot of people have been trying to recruit and try to get a studio going off in here so we could, I just got a magazine. I wish I had thought about it. I brought it over, but Movie Making in Michigan, it's called,
okay.
and they sent it out to me, and and they're pushing hard to any production company out there to come to Michigan and make movies. I mean, because there's a lot of money in the local economy for bringing film crews in, and stuff, and with the things that's happening in Delaware here and all the independent films, I think it'd be great. I'm trying to say this so I can get the politicians here to support the movies being made in Delaware. I mean, there's a lot of money to it. Oh
yeah, and they have so much passion for it here, and anybody has a good story to tell.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of people don't have the means or the opportunity to really do it, but. Especially here, there's a lot of great groups.
Brittany would be a good actress, wouldn't she?
Sure. I mean, she looks like she has a good presence.
Well, I was going to
right?
ask you, if they wanted to tune into your show, just what would they normally get?
I'm sorry?
If they tune into your show.
Tune into your radio show.
Well, we basically have sort of three parts to it. We have where we review the theatrical releases from the previous Friday, right? So that, and then we have we do a segment, like a discussion segment, like the CGI thing I talked about, or we do like a profile of an actor, anything like that. Sometimes we'll do 2 small ones or 1 long one, and then at the end I do a final thoughts, which is sort of like Andy Rooney at the end of 60 Minutes.
Yeah. Well, you're having fun with it. That's the main thing. And it's so hard to get into this business and everything else. What's the guy's Ebert or whatever?
Oh, Ebert, Roger Ebert, Siskel and Ebert,
Yeah, they did a heck of a job with it for many years.
They brought it from obscurity to.
Yeah, so we're still looking for new movie critics, that's for sure. And you might be our next one. So
I hope so.
Yeah, lots of luck. And you can find him on, once again, WVUD Thursdays at 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock every Thursday.
91.3.
And a website they can go to?
Well, my website for the show is www.standingroomonlyonline.net.
And you can go there and then catch more information, listen to the show.
Yeah, you can get my old shows too. You can get all the podcasts. We got them all up there. And I got my DVD reviews on there. I got my Movie Guy Awards. I do a Movie Guy Awards every year. It's a lot of fun.
Well, we're going to have to get you back down here because this seems like a lot of fun. I've been talking to some different independent guys and stuff, and we'll have to get you back down here and
that sounds great.
Do some look at some of the independent films here. What's Sean doing over here? You try to tell me to wrap it up. There you go. Bill Cosby.
He's having too much fun.
He doesn't look like
too much fun.
Big hand for my man here, the movie guy. Stay with us. Be right back right after this.
All right. Thanks a lot.